What's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome back to Dio Solo Fishing. Uh, I'm just gonna show you guys what's been going on with the boat for the past 2 weeks now, probably. It's not major, but it's gonna seem major to a lot of you guys that don't know about the marine industry and the stuff you run into dealing with working on your own stuff. So when you work on your own stuff, when you run into problems that you can't necessarily fix on your own, then you have to take it to a shop or some guy or to get an expert to do it, to finish the job. But we do have a guy down the street. He has some things that we don't have, but he does it for a living to get the rest of it done. But anyways, let's just get right into it. All right, thank you. I'm gonna put some water in. All right, guys. I went ahead and took the cowling off, and I can show you guys, what's going on. So basically, me and Tyler, that's my brother. You guys are gonna see him in a lot of the videos. We were doing a 100-hour service because we are planning a trip to the Bahamas. And he, as we're doing 100-hour service, changing our gear oil, checking our hubs, changing spark plugs, changing these diodes, anodes, changing, various things, trying to, just do basically what's in your 100-hour service. Nothing too hard, nothing too crazy, because the engines were already running like very good. No codes. It was very good. And as we were putting the spark plugs back in, everything's finishing up. We changed water pumps. It was good. We're like, okay, this is it. He's finishing up. He's already done this motor. He's already done that side, 3 spark plugs. He's about to do this one. He gets at the top. He's like, that one's hard to go in. I'm like, what? I never heard that before. What's hard to go in? And then he says, all right, let's try the next one. That one's hard to go in. He puts this one right in. All these spark plugs are on an angle. So they ended up getting cross-threaded in there somehow. Maybe you went at the wrong angle. Maybe you weren't paying as much attention because you were fatigued from doing work all day and not necessarily paying much attention. I don't know, but I do know things happen, and especially when you're doing your own work. Seeing that we are not boat mechanics, that's just a risk you take for working on your own stuff. So it works out sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't work out. Luckily, it's not a huge deal, not a huge deal as far as, oh well, now we got to get a new engine type deal. So we ended up trying to take our head off, and we broke off pretty much all the boats except for like 4 or 5, maybe 6 came out, which still is not a big deal because we have a guy, Lewis, right down the street right here in Port St. Lucie, and he can take them out, so it's not a huge deal. We're gonna go to him probably next week, he said, because I called him as soon as it happened, and so he said he'll be able to fit us in next week. I doubt it's there for 2 days after we bring it by, because this is not a huge problem, but seeing that I don't have an industrial torch, I went to Walmart, I believe, or Home Depot, and got a little propane torch, but that did not heat up nearly as hot as I needed it to be able to grip on with the vice grips and take this out. And also the vice grips that I had, they were just sliding on the threads. So I'm sure there's some tricks and methods that I did not know because I don't do this for a living. So I'm gonna take it to Lewis and let him go at it. But he's been real good to us, so I know he can fix this. But so far, since the engine is down, we've been taking advantage of some things and installed some new speakers. And obviously we got to clean the boat off. And obviously we're thinking about getting some new axles, because our axles are really, really rusty. Hold on, let me see if you can see it. I can't really see too much of there, but it's really rusty. I know they probably can last another year or so, but seeing that we're just, we're down right now, we could take advantage of it and do a little work. We might not, because it is still summertime, so this is not the ideal time to be doing major work, but do it when you feel like it, or do it when you have the time, and take advantage of it. So we'll probably end up changing those axles, getting new rims, new tires, new hubs, because our aluminum rims have this they cover up most of I'll show you here. For some reason, see, I can't get the whole socket on there, and it won't let me get the whole socket on there. So I end up getting just a little bit of the socket on there and being able to turn it just a little bit. And sometimes they round off. Like, we broke down on the side of the road months ago, right in front of St. Lucie West exit off of 95, and halfway to the house. And we broke down, the tire popped or blew or something like that, and I had to change it. It was just so many problems going on, so we ended up beating this off and taking the castle nut, taking the counter pin out, and taking the whole rim and hub off, and putting a new hub and rim on there because we had a spare, and new tire and everything. But you shouldn't have to necessarily do that every time you need to change the tire. It should just be take off the bolts, the nuts, put the new tire on, and get back on the road. You shouldn't be broke down no more than 45 minutes to an hour, and that's if you're just taking your time changing this out. So right now we have the spare on there because we just haven't got around to getting a new tire and a new rim. Is sitting in the back of my truck right now. But yeah, so basically what we ended up doing is we ended up just getting a new head, because we didn't want to go through the hassle of building truss with a tap and die set to redo our spark plug threads, because they got cross threaded. So we just ended up getting a whole new head, and honestly I thought it would have been more money, but it was like less than $100. So that was very good news. And I think gaskets and everything, for your water, for your thermostat, and we might have to do a seal in here. I think if you mess with something like this, you have to change a seal or some seals or something that goes into this head. But I'll look at the video again, and I asked Lewis, should we let him do it, or is it something that we can do ourselves? Because he's pretty honest about stuff like that. If it's something that we can do ourselves, because he knows a little bit of our capabilities, he'll let us know how you can do that yourself, and then we'll save a couple bucks on that end. But me and my brother, we do enjoy doing work on the boat together, so it's not that huge of a hassle. But yeah, we're gonna take advantage of some things and get some things done on the boat, clean it up, make it look good, get rid of some rust spots. I don't like rust spots, but they go away pretty easy, and they stay gone for 6 months or longer after you get rid of them. We have this, like, what is it, rust away, something like that I get off of Home Depot. But yeah, so we're gonna get this fixed. We'll probably be up and running in about a week. It is summertime, so we're trying to get back out there while the water is beautiful, and head to the Bahamas and enjoy our summer. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in to DO Solo Fishing. And next time you guys see us, we're gonna be out there. We're gonna be out there fishing.